Today we will be having a look at the Benjamin Titan nitro piston. This is a break barrel hunting air rifle. It comes complete with a 4x32mm scope. It's a .177 caliber and it performs up to 1200 feet per second. On my own research, I've worked out that 1200 feet per second is the sweet spot for .177 caliber air rifles. Some people might not agree with my idea on this, but I believe 1200 feet per second is about the maximum you want to be firing a small .177 caliber projectile at. Now, it mentions there air gun for serious hunters. Now, this is supposedly a good air rifle for pest control around the farm, which is one of the main reasons I got it for. Like I said, it fires the smaller .177 caliber pellets. It's got nitro piston technology, which means it doesn't have a spring. It's got a piston and a nitrogen filled chamber inside there that will propel the projectile. There's a little bit of more writing on the box. I'll have a look on the back. It's got a two-stage adjustable trigger and it's got a bit of a reference there to the nitro piston. Now it claims 70% less noise. This is for air rifles compared to air rifles using a coiled steel spring. Now I found this air rifle to be quite noisy still. However, it is what it is. There's some specifications. Break barrel, 18 foot-pounds of energy. And it actually specifies your pellet weight there for your feet per second. Okay, it weighs 8.3 pounds, it's 44.5 inches long, and I've decided to get the synthetic stock version, and I bought this rifle sight unseen because no one was keeping these in stock and I had to get my local gun dealer to order one of these in. Now, this is not an unboxing. I've already unboxed this and had quite a bit of use out of this air rifle. Here's the air rifle out of the box, and I quite like the stock on it. I quite like the finish. It's quite well made for the rifle itself, but I did have some problems with the accessories that came with the rifle. What happened? I started using it, and it never maintained zero, and so as a result I got the original mounts and I kept tightening the mounts up because they kept sliding back on the rail and adjusting the zero as you fire at the rifle. And then what happened was this one's still good, but the actual hold down clamp snapped in half. So that was a bit of a downer, and these aren't quality mounts, and they did come free with the rifle. If they're going to supply mounts for an air rifle, I think they should be supplying better mounts, and these only got a single hold down clamp. So I went out and I bought some ordered myself some Sportsmaster air rifle mounts. These clamp on a lot more securely, and they have 4 hold down bolts holding the scope in place. And since I've fitted these mounts, the scope has not shifted 1mm. So these are Sportsmaster mounts, and they're made in England, and they're well worth the investment if you've got a high-powered air rifle. Now, the next problem I had after that was the standard scope that come with it, which is this one, center point, air rifle scope. These are not worth a lot of money, and this one will be going in the bin after I finish making this video, because it basically self-destructed itself within a very short time. And there's nothing, by the end of it, there was nothing I could do to it that would make it hold a zero. Shots were just going all over the place. I was initially blaming the rifle, but it was definitely the scope. I went out and bought myself a Leupold scope. It's a VX1, and here's the adjustment ring. It's a 2-7 variable, whereas this one's a 4x fixed scope. The sight picture on this scope is absolutely amazing, and it does have a lifetime warranty with the scope. So if this scope ever decides to self-destruct itself from the recoil of this air rifle, I'm pretty certain Leupold will just go ahead and fix that scope for me. So here's the current setup now with the upgraded mount and scope, and since I've done these upgrades and sighted the rifle in, it does not miss. It's a tack driver. Okay, so each shot will go exactly where you aim, provided the person using the rifle does its job. I know you can buy a lot better, and I know you can spend a lot more money on air rifles, but for a working air rifle, this one is hard to beat for cheap or mid-range price break barrel. Let's have a look at some of the targets that I've shot with it, and before we finish the video. The other thing to consider with an air rifle is the ammunition that you use. I use the Predator Polymag premium hunting pellets in my one. They're 8 grain pellets, and that's basically what they look like. There's various other manufacturers that make pretty much the same ammunition. I believe Gammo make one exactly the same, and a few others as well. I'm quite happy with the Predator Polymag, which are freely available at my local gun shop, so I generally just stick with those. To finish off the video, I'll show you my sighting in targets that I used to sight this rifle in once I fitted the new mounts and the Leupold scope. Okay, this is where it initially hit over here. I was aiming at that black mark, and I was roughly about 20 metres away from the target. So that's where we started off, and I've slowly adjusted and brought it back in. And then I went up to this target here. I made a little X and fired a few rounds there. Now that's 3 or 4 shots there in the same hole. Then I adjusted it further to there, a little bit more fine tuning, and finally that was the last target. That's 3 shots, and they're all touching, just aiming at that little little black dot there. So just looking at that, you can see what the potential of this combination is for a reasonably cheap mid-range combo. By Australian standards, the scope cost me about $300, and the rifle was roughly about the same from memory. Might have been a little bit more. That's not bad, considering I could spend 3 times the same amount of money, 3 times the amount of money on a European made air rifle that would probably perform no better than what this does. I'll be doing another video of me actually firing the rifle at some better targets once I get around to it. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.